Broadcasting live from the Meridics Veolia Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. As tonight we wrap up the third to last week of the 2022-2023 GNASH regular season. And we're peeking in tonight on the race for the 1 seed in the Henry Hine Cup between two teams who are in a very crowded fight for the top spot in the second tier. Tennessee Outlaws and Centennial. The Outlaws with 2 wins and a tie so far here in Phase 3. Centennial at 3-1, 3 wins and a loss. If the Cougars win, they will go to the top of Tier 2 past Nolensville, Ensworth, Lipscomb. If the Outlaws win, then they and Nolens will have the exact same record. Those two teams won't play each other until January 23rd. But the Hine Cup race proving to be very intriguing. The Hine Cup 1 seed race proving to be very intriguing, just like the race for the 1 seed in the Predators Cup. All right, so let's go over the results from Monday night's action. The only teams that did not play on Monday night were Brentwood and Father Ryan. On Monday night, Centennial beat Summit Page 3-2. Ravenwood and Franklin ended in a 3-3 tie. Mount Juliet Green 11 and beat Rutherford Rampage 6-0. Tennessee Outlaws and Hendersonville Beach ended in a 2-2 tie. Montgomery Bell beat Pope Prep CPA GCA 3-2. Independence finally collected their second win of the season total and their first in Phase 3 as they beat Station Camp Liberty Creek 8-2. And Nolensville Ensworth Lipscomb beat USNBA Nashville Christian 6-3. So here are the Phase 3 standings as we get closer to the end of the regular season. Tier 1, Brentwood leading at 3-0. The Bruins finally getting back into action tonight. Mount Juliet Green 11 in second at 3-2. Montgomery Bell and Ravenwood both 2-1-1. They won't play each other until a week from Friday. Pope Prep CPA GCA 2-3. Franklin BGA 1-1-1. Father Ryan 1-3. And the Rutherford Rampage sitting at the bottom of Tier 1 at 0-3-1. On to Tier 2, Nolensville Ensworth Lipscomb leading at 3-0-1. Centennial right behind them at 3-1. The Outlaws in third at 2-0-1. Hendersonville Beach and Summit Page both 2-2-1. I think Hendersonville and Summit have already played, and I think Hendersonville beat them, so they're placed ahead of Summit. USNBA Nashville Christian 2-2. Independence 1-3. And poor Station Camp Liberty Creek sitting at the bottom of Tier 2 at 0-5. And we'll talk more about them in a second. Let's look at the GNASH Cup standings now. Brentwood, Ravenwood, and MBA all have 17 points apiece. Brentwood at 8-1-1. Ravenwood and MBA both at 8-2-1. And then you have 3 teams that have been eliminated from the hunt. Pope Prep CPA GCA 6-5-1. Mount Juliet Green 11 and 4-6-1. Franklin BGA 2-5-2. Ravenwood on the 2-game winless streak coming out of the holidays, losing to Pope Prep last Wednesday, tying with Franklin on Monday night. They do not play again until they play Brentwood a week from tonight. And if Brentwood win their next 2 games before that, tonight against Mount Juliet and Monday against Father Ryan, they have a chance to knock Ravenwood out of the GNASH Cup hunt next Wednesday night. The schedule for this evening coming up in just a few minutes here on Rink 8 at Centennial. Tennessee Outlaws taking on Centennial. 8 o'clock on Rink 2 in Bellevue. Mount Juliet Green 11 and taking on Brentwood. 8:30 over on Rink B here at Centennial. MBA taking on Franklin BGA. And 8:40 here on Rink A. USNBA Nashville Christian taking on Station Camp Liberty Creek. It is senior night for USN. If USN win that game, then Station Camp will officially be the 8th seed for the Henry Hine Cup. So we'll have our first team put into the brackets for playoffs, which are scheduled to begin Monday, January 30th. All right, let's talk about the 2 teams playing our featured game tonight. First up, the Outlaws, coached by Matt Swinia. 2-0-1 so far. here in Phase 3. And we're only going to go over the results of their games so far in Phase 3. They kicked off Phase 3 November 28th with a 7-3 win over Independence, then an 8-4 win over Station Camp Liberty Creek on December 5th, and then the 2-2 tie with Hendersonville Beach on Monday night. So here are the player stats for the Outlaws so far in Phase 3. Jacob Schenk is the team's leading scorer. He has 9 points from 6 goals and 3 assists. Caleb Kane with 7 points from a goal and 6 assists. Clayton Ellsworth, 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Clive Keeler, 5 points from a goal and 4 assists. Josh Kane, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Aiden Suss, 3 points from assist. Jacob Rodriguez, Benicio Ricard, Wyatt Welty, and Hayden Hall, each with 2 points from a goal and an assist. Eli McLemore with a point from a goal. Gage Eastland and Andrew Leitz each with a point from an assist. On to goalie play. In all 3 of their games so far in Phase 3, the Outlaws have used a different goalie. Braden Cyphers played in the game against Independence, which the Outlaws won, so his record in Phase 3 so far is 1-0. Played the full 42 minutes, allowed 3 goals and 19 shots, turned away the other 16. His save percentage in Phase 3 so far is .840. Daniel Rodriguez played the other night against the Hendersonville Beach, so his record in Phase 3, 0-1. Played the full 42 minutes, allowed 2 goals and 18 shots, turned away the other 16. His save percentage in Phase 3 is .890. Justin Yanuchili played in goal in the game against Station Camp Liberty Creek on December 5th, which the Outlaws won. So his record in Phase 3, 1-0, played the full 42 minutes, allowed 4 goals and 24 shots, turned away the other 20. His save percentage in the regular season so far is .830. On to Centennial, coached by Connor McKenzie. Of course, started off the year in Tier 1, finished Phase 1, 6-1, had to do the round robin, finished that 1-2. So they ended up being knocked into Tier 2. So let's go over the results of their games so far in Phase 3. They're 4 games. After tonight, they only have 2 left. They opened Phase 3 with a 9-1 win over Station Camp Liberty Creek on November 28th. Played Independence for the 3rd time this season. Played them once in Phase 1, lost 4-2. Played them in their last game of the round robin, beat them 7-2. And here in Phase 3, they beat them 3-2 on December 5th. Then last Wednesday, lost to Nolensville Innsworth Lipscomb 5-4. And then beat Summit Page on Monday 3-2. So here are the player stats for Centennial so far in Phase 3. Jack Finn is the team's leading scorer. He has 6 points from 3 goals and 3 assists. Calvin Zacharias, 5 points all from goals. Dylan Bruton, 5 points from a goal and 4 assists. Aiden Connect, 4 points from 3 goals and an assist. Brady Diamond, 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Will Lassiter, 3 points all from goals. Owen Boyer, 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Owen Boyer is suspended for tonight's game. He got into a fight with Summit Page's Jackson Crawford on Monday night. Aiden Gardner has 2 points from goals. Alex Zaminia, 2 points from assists. And Adam Horner, Blake Connect, Brendan Mitchell, Awen Douglas, and Cooper Davis all have a point from an assist. On to goalie play. Both Andrew Stratton and Alex Beck have gotten 2 games so far in Phase 3. And they're both 1-1. Stratton's played the full 84 minutes, goals against average of 2 even. No shutouts. He's allowed 4 goals on 38 shots, turned away the other 34. His save percentage in the regular season so far, or in Phase 3 so far, is .890. Alex Beck is also 1-1. Like I said, he's played the full 84 minutes, goals against average of 3 even. No shutouts. He's allowed 6 goals on 45 shots, turned away the other 39. His save percentage in Phase 3 so far is .870. Also suspended tonight for the Outlaws is Connor Ivey. He is serving the final game of a 4-game suspension for a safe sport violation. He got that suspension while the Outlaws were sitting idle during the Phase 2 round robin. Of course, the Outlaws didn't qualify for that round robin. So he did not start serving the suspension until November 28th, and tonight he is serving the final game of it, which means he will be playing, which means he will return next Wednesday in the Outlaws' next game, which is against, no, the Outlaws' next game is a week from Friday against USN. So that's when Connor Ivey should return to the Outlaws lineup. Centennial again with just 2 games left after tonight, both in the final week of the regular season. They play USNBA Nashville Christian January 23rd, and then 2 weeks from tonight have their senior game against Hendersonville Beach. All right, ready to go with this one in the first period. Centennial will move the puck from my left to right. The Outlaws from my right to left. Alex Beck starting in goal for Centennial. I'm not sure who's in goal yet for the Outlaws. The Outlaws have the puck in the Centennial zone, and the puck knocked away from Josh Kane in the high slot by Brady Diamond, or Caleb Kane, excuse me. And a one-timer from the high slot, and Jacob Schenk misses the net. Puck out at center now. Oh, and somebody is not wearing his sweater tonight for the Outlaws. He's wearing a black practice sweater with the what appears to be the number 10 on it. He's got the puck out high. Sent it to the front of the net, and the shot was deflected off the leg pads of Alex Beck. Deflecting that shot was Caleb Kane. And the Outlaws bring the puck back into the Centennial zone. Here's Jacob Schenk on the right wing, going around the back of the net. Coming out to the left wing side. Circling around. Passing it over the far boards. We got another Outlaw player wearing a practice jersey. Although it might be his Outlaws practice jersey. Puck comes off his stick and then onto the stick of Alex Beck, who covers up. And that's the first whistle after the first 72 seconds of play. So I'm not sure who that is. That's Dean Sider is the one wearing the Outlaws practice jersey, but I'm not sure who's the one wearing that black practice jersey with a tape number 10 on it. Draw was to the left of Alex Beck. Outlaws controlling the puck now inside their own zone. Dean Sider going behind the net. Sider, homeschooled junior. I don't think he was not with the team during phase 1, or he was not on the varsity roster during phase 1 of the regular season. He joined in phase 2 as there's a turnover and a one-timer off the left leg pad of the Outlaws goaltender. That shot coming from Aiden Connect. Blake Butcher now inside his own zone, passing to the far side. It goes off the boards. He was looking for Will Lassiter. Now Dean Sider passing it up the far side, but it went past the stick of, I think it's Benicio Ricard. Yes, it was. Puck still in the Centennial zone. Blake Connect on the far side. Passing ahead, off an Outlaw stick under the stick of Adam Horner, and Horner chases the puck into the Outlaw zone, but jumping in front of him to take it away was Hayden Hall. Now Nick Kloss dumping the puck back into the Outlaws zone, but Adam Horner was still over the blue line, so they call offside. 11:19 to go in the first, and no goals on the board just yet. Draw's going to be right at center ice. So I guess the official made the call in error. Draw one by the Outlaws, brought into the Centennial zone, and getting knocked down in the slot was Clive Keeler. Puck out high, held in, and a shot misses the net to the right of the goaltender Beck. And now here's Clive Keeler closing in on goal. A backhander off the left shoulder, or right shoulder, excuse me, of Beck, and up over the net. Puck now on the near side, and here's Aiden Gardner chasing it through center. Right wing side of the Outlaws zone, taking a shot. And the Outlaw goalie got a piece of it. In net for the Outlaws appears to be Braden Cyphers. Dean Sider, right wing side of the Centennial zone. Sends the puck behind the net. And it's Aiden Suss as he goes past the Centennial net and dislodges it. It's Aiden Suss who is wearing that black practice sweater with a tape number 18 on the back. Draw is going to be to the left of Beck. 10:26 to go in the first, no goals on the board. One by Centennial. Puck carried to center by Brendan Mitchell. He'll dump it into the Outlaws zone. Picked up by Aiden Suss. Suss has it knocked off his stick by Mitchell. Mitchell behind the net trying to put it out in front for Cooper Davis. Pass was broken up. Now Mitchell again trying to put it out in front. And it's in the crease. And they're jamming away. And now the puck ends up behind the net. And now here come the Outlaws again. Puck back in the Centennial zone. Alex Zaminia going to get to it at the end boards. Battling with Caleb Kane, and Kane comes up with it. Kane has it poked off his stick. Passes down low to Clayton Ellsworth. And now Kane, right wing corner, passing up top to the right point, Nico Pulley. Back down low to Kane. Kane bottom of the right circle, fell down, still got of a shot that just missed the net to the right of Beck. Ellsworth behind the net. Comes around to the right wing side of the slot with a backhander stopped and covered up by Beck. Clayton Ellsworth also joining the varsity roster here in Phase 3. He's a sophomore at the K-12 International Academy. Draws to the left of Beck. One by the Outlaws. Puck in the right wing corner. They're trying to clear it out, but it's held in at the right point by Eli McLemore. McLemore backhands it down. It's behind the net. That's passed back around to the far side. Calvin Zacharias going to clear it out. And now a chance for Jack Finn at the other end, and a shot is over the net. Pass back across to Finn, missed his stick. Blake Connect putting the puck behind the net. Puck was at center. It's dumped back in the Outlaws zone. Centennial making some changes. Here come the Outlaws up. Puck knocked off the stick of Dean Sider. Now Andrew Leitz with it near the Centennial blue line. It's in the Centennial zone, but carried out immediately by Aiden Connect. Oh, but then he almost gives it away. Now it's back in the Outlaws zone on the stick of Connect, who shot his gloved and held on to by the Outlaw goalie. I still can't see his number. They're wearing those charcoal jerseys with blood red numbers. He's in the far end of the rink. And the clock is still running. Draw was to the right of the goaltender, and the clock is now stopped because the clock button was pushed. Puck in the Centennial zone. Alex Izaminia with it on the far boards. Now the clock running again. It's back in the Outlaw zone. Now Caleb Kane steps back into the Centennial zone, right wing side. Puck got away from him as he was handling it. Catches back up to it at the end boards. Comes around to the left wing side. Sends it up top to the left point. Oh, but Bob Cobb couldn't keep it in. Awen Douglas pushing her body up against Cobb. She tries to move him off the puck. Jacob Schenk brings it back in on the left wing side. Puck poked off his stick. Bob Cobb sending it towards the front of the net. Schenk with it, a shot. Oh, what a blocker save by Alex Beck. Put it up just in time to deflect it over the net. Oh, actually went off his stick handle. Here's Awen Douglas, right wing side of the Outlaw zone, trying to pass across. It was broken up. Here come the Outlaws, a 2-on-2. Caleb Kane trying to get it across to big brother Josh, or little brother Josh. Now Josh trying to put it out in front, intercepted by Dylan Bruton. Bruton tried to clear, held into the left point, Aiden Suss. Suss moving down left wing, a shot off the glove. Oh, Beck, and whiffing on the one-timer as it was coming down was Josh Kane. Now Kane comes out in front, tries to stuff it in. Beck stops and covers. 6:37 to go in the first. Still zip. As the Outlaws have been the best team on puck possession so far here through the first half of the first period. Centennial have gotten a few chances. Draws to Beck's left. Draw one by the Outlaws, but Aiden Suss couldn't keep it in the zone. He catches up to the puck at center. Has it on the near side. Lost it to Nick Kloss. Now Dylan Bruton Dumping it into the Outlaws zone. Aiden Suss will track it down. Suss wearing his Nashville Spartans red pants. Or red Nashville Spartans pants, I should say. Now, Jacob Rodriguez bringing the puck back into the Centennial zone. Shot rolled up a stick of Blake Connect. And here goes Aiden Gardner passing ahead to Nick Kloss. Now the puck back in the Outlaws zone. Picked up by Jacob Rodriguez. And he'll bring it out. He's on the far side at center into the Centennial zone, right wing side. Could not get around Blake Connect. Here's Alex Azaminio with a puck. Puck taken away from him, but Blake Connect grabs it and he'll carry it out. Now he's in the Outlaw zone on the right wing side. Dropping it back, Cooper Davis. Davis a shot. Went off a stick. Oh, then went off the stick of Connect in front. Stopped by the goaltender, and then the rebound try turned away by the goalie as well. So both goaltenders standing strong here as we're down to the last 5 or so minutes of the first, and the puck still has not gone into the back of the net. Outlaws trying to get the puck out of their zone, and they do. Caleb Kane grabs it at center. Tried to pass the head to Clayton Ellsworth. It goes past the Centennial net to the left of Beck. Here's Brendan Mitchell having the puck taken away. Ellsworth in the slot, a shot knocked out by Beck. Rebound! Stopped by Beck! Big save on the follow-up try from Clive Keeler. Here's a shot from the right half wall, stopped and covered up by Beck. That shot coming from Nico Pulley, but what a chance for the Outlaws to get on the board first. Clive Keeler slammed that rebound right up against Alex Beck's left leg pad. 4:47, or right leg pad. 4:47 to go in the first. Still zip draws to Beck's left. Outlaws win it. Caleb Kane, top of the left circle, a shot. Just missed the net to the left of Beck. Puck stays in the zone. Clayton Ellsworth passing it down. Here's Caleb Kane trying to send it to the front of the net for Ellsworth, but the puck went behind him. Calvin Zacharias clears it out. Icing waved off because it went right past Hayden Hall, who tried to play it. Eli McLemore now on the far side. Up, puck knocked off his stick, sent towards the net. Now it's behind the net. Wraparound, try, stop, rebound, score, Zacharias. It was Jack Finn, I believe, who came out to the right-hand side of the net. His initial shot was stopped by the goaltender, but there to bury the rebound was Zacharias. And it's 1-0 Centennial with 4:08 to go in the first. So the Outlaws dominate puck possession, have so many great chances, but Centennial, on one of the few they've had, capitalize and get the first goal. Puck back in the Outlaws zone off the draw. It's on the near boards. Andrew Leitz going to bring it out. Puck back in the Centennial zone on the far side. Blake Connect trying to clear, and he does. Now Aiden Suss with it just inside his own zone. Tried to pass it on the near side, intercepted by Dylan Bruton. That pass was intended for Andrew Leitz. Now Suss has the puck back, brings it back into the Centennial zone on the right wing side. Try to get to the front of the net. Puck knocked off his stick. And trying to send it to the front of the net was Elijah Freeman. It went off a Centennial stick and across the front of the net. Puck now in the right wing corner. And could have been a 2-on-1 for Centennial if Aiden Connect had gotten a hold of the puck. Now he's in the Outlaw zone on the left wing side, but the puck was knocked off his stick. He had Awen Douglas going down the ice with him. And a shot from Connect was blocked. Puck back in the Centennial zone on the stick of Blake Connect on the far boards, and he decides to move back down towards his own net. Stands behind his own net. Elijah Freeman came out to challenge, or came down to challenge, dropped his stick. Puck passed ahead to Will Lassiter, but it misses him. It's back in the Outlaw zone, immediately cleared out by Bob Cobb. And he gives it away to Blake Connect, who re-enters the Outlaw zone. Puck put in front for Will Lassiter. Now a shot stopped, and the rebound turned away. Aiden Connect got off a shot, and the rebound kind of dribbled through the crease. Had to be knocked away. Dylan Bruton with a shot that went off a stick to the far boards. Comes back to Bruton on the right point. His shot misses the net to the left of the Outlaw goaltender. Again, I'm still not sure who that is because I can't see the numbers well from here. Puck back in the Centennial zone. And now back out at center. Jacob Shank brings it back into the Centennial zone, poked off his stick. Blake Butcher trying to pass it up the far wall, held in by Caleb Kane. Sitting back down low for Josh. Josh Kane, puck now in the right wing corner is a battle for it. Caleb Kane comes out with it on the right wing side, tried to send it towards the front of the net. It's intercepted. And Aiden Gardner with it. Dumps it back into the Outlaw zone. Dean Sider going to track it down in the right wing corner. And the puck brought out by the Outlaws again and sent towards the net from the Outlaw blue line by Caleb Kane. Stopped and covered up by Alex Beck. 61 seconds left in the first, still 1-0 Centennial. Draw going to be to Beck's left. One by the Outlaws, and a shot misses the net to the right of Beck. It comes right back out in front. A one-timer stop by Beck. That rebound try from Josh Kane. The initial shot came from Hayden Hall out high. We're inside the final minute of the first now. Puck out in front again. A shot, Jacob Shake. Oh, I think he hit the post to the right of Beck. Nick Pulley, right point, passing down the right wing. And a backhander turned away by Beck. And then the rebound try stopped and covered up as well. It was Jacob Shake on the follow-up. Initial shot came from Caleb Kane. 37 seconds to go in the first, 1-0 Centennial. Draw is going to be to Beck's left. Draw one by the Outlaws. Nico Pulley tried to pass across, and he kind of pushed the puck very lightly. It was intercepted and cleared. Under 30 seconds left in the period now. Dylan Bruton passing the puck into Brendan Mitchell. It's in the Outlaw zone. Tennessee controlling. And now there's Benicio Ricard bringing it into the Centennial zone. Got around defenders to the front of the net. A backhander went across the front of the net. Got around the defenders, Davis and Blake Connect. But his backhander missed, and time is going to run out on the first. It's a very good first period, but it's Centennial who strike first. Calvin Zacharias scoring with just over 4 minutes left in the opening period. And Centennial have a 1-0 lead on the Outlaws at the end of one. Shots on goal favoring the Outlaws 12-10. I think they're shorting Centennial a couple. No matter, Alex Beck has been really good in goal so far. We're down to the last 30 seconds of the break. Now I'm finally going to know. Okay, it is Braden Cyphers in that. I thought that's who it was. I couldn't read his numbers because he was at the far end of the rink. Don't have blood red numbers on charcoal. So according to the score sheet, Calvin Zacharias from Brady Diamond and Jack Finn. Braden Cyphers in goal for the Outlaws. Alex Beck still in goal for Centennial. For the second period, Outlaws will move the puck from my left to right. Centennial from my right to left. See if we get some good end-to-end action here in the second. Centennial win the draw, getting into the Outlaw zone. Puck on the far side. Clayton Ellsworth tried to clear, held in by Jack Finn. And now the Outlaws have it at center. Clive Keeler, right wing side of the Centennial zone. Puck knocked off his stick by Alex Izamini on the back check. Puck in the left wing corner, and the Cougars going to end up icing it. And I think that's the first icing of the night. 13:20. Oh, second, okay. We haven't had many. 13:25 to go in the second. 1-0 Centennial. Draws to the right of Alex Beck. One by the Outlaws, but given away to Centennial. Oh, Will Lassiter. Looks like he was fouled going down the ice. No, it's an offside warning against the Cougars. It looked like Will Lassiter was about to get the puck as it's iced. It's iced by Aiden Suss. Draw was to the left of Braden Cybers. It looked like Will Lassiter was about to have himself a breakaway, but he couldn't control the puck. Puck out at center. Awen Douglas sending it back into the Outlaw zone for another icing. So the Outlaws had their senior night on Monday against Hendersonville Beach. They honored 11 varsity seniors and 1 JV senior. It's not unusual for the Outlaws to have a double-digit number of seniors because they're a supplemental team, taking in kids whose schools don't have enough for even a 3-school co-op. Draw is to the right of Alex Beck. And the puck cleared out of play on the near side by Blake Connect. Although I think it had been, I think it's the first time in a number of years the Outlaws have had double-digit seniors. They've been a pretty young team for quite a few years. Draw was to the left of Beck. Puck sliding into the Outlaw zone, Dean Sider beats Aiden Connect to it. Comes around to the near side. And lost it at center. Will Lassiter gets knocked down. Puck poked away from Benicio Ricard. Sider inside his own zone. Now the puck brought back into the Centennial zone. A shot from Andrew Leitz turned away. Or it may have been Jacob Rodriguez. It was knocked away by Alex Beck. Puck was brought into the zone by Gage Eastland. Puck out on the far boards. Awen Douglas able to clear. It's back in the Outlaws zone. Dean Sider catching up to it. Takes a bump from Nick Clausen, then almost fell over backwards, facing the end boards as Sider ends up icing the puck. 11:45 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Centennial. Draw is to the right of Cyphers. Draws one by Centennial. Puck fired to the inboards by Blake Butcher. Now it's on the far boards, going to be carried out by the Outlaws. Jacob Schenk, right wing side of the Centennial zone, taking a shot. Stopped and held onto by Alex Beck. Draws to the left of Alex Beck. One by the Outlaws. And a shot from the center point misses the net. Here's Jacob Schenk shooting, score! Schenk shooting for the high slot, had a screen. Manages to fire it into the back of the net, and the Outlaws finally beat Alex Beck and get on the board. It's 1-1 with 11:17 to go in the second. The Outlaws win the draw, but they're called for offside. So the draw is going to be on the dot right in front of the Centennial bench. Won by Centennial. Here's Jacob Schenk bringing it back into the Cougar zone. Driving it back, tried to drop it. He tried to go behind the back in front. Now he passes up top to the right point. Nico Poli's shot blocked. Puck put in front for Josh Kane. He whiffs on it. Caleb had a shot that was blocked. Puck behind the net. Alex Zaminia. Is it taken away? Josh Kane at the end boards. Pass it out in front off the stick of Schenk. Deflected into the left wing corner. We get a whistle because the Centennial net is dislodged. 10:35 to go in the second, 1-1. And it was the Kane brothers on the assist on the Schenk goal. Draw is to the right of Alex Beck. One by Centennial, give it away. Oh, Josh Kane should have scored. He had the left-hand side of the net wide open. And I think Beck put the stick down just in time. Initial shot came from Caleb at the left point. Puck trickling back into the Outlaw zone. Caught up to by Nico Poli. Passes across. Now a stretch pass to Josh Kane. Leaves it Jacob Schenk. A shot missed the net to the right of Alex Beck. Hayden Suss knocking down Dylan Bruton in the left wing corner. Now Suss catching up to the puck on the right wing side. Sending it across the front of the net. Puck banked off the boards back into the Outlaw zone. No icing because Aiden Suss caught up to it before it got to the front of the to the front of the Outlaw net. Oh, and then the puck poked off his stick. And it's still inside the zone. Braden Marks trying to pass it over to Cooper Davis. That was broken up. Davis with it now. Tried to center. He whiffed on it. It's in front for Brendan Mitchell. Went off his stick. Was knocked away by Cyphers. Held into the left point. Oh, Blake Connect whiffed on it. Puck touched with a high stick at center by Jacob Schenk. And it's canceled out because it's passed ahead by Dylan Bruton back into the Outlaw zone. So play continues. Puck on the near side of the Outlaw zone. Suss passing up the far side, but it misses the intended target and goes into the Centennial zone for an icing. He's trying to get it ahead to Jacob Schenk. 8:48 to go in the second, game tied at 1. Draw is going to be to the right of Braden Cyphers. Draw one by Centennial. Puck slapped down. Sent around the boards to the far side and out. Blake Butcher catches up to it at center. Fires it up the far wall. Deflected back into the Outlaw zone by the stick of Brady Diamond. Here's Dean Sider. Passing ahead off the stick of Alex Zaminia. Still gets to his intended target, Elijah Freeman. Freeman in the Centennial zone. Knocked down from behind by Alex Zaminia. And now here is Jack Finn, right wing side of the Outlaw zone. Puts it in front. Zacharias, a shot turned away by Cyphers. Went off his right leg pad. Now Finn back across. Zacharias, one-timer, stopped by Cyphers. Blake Butcher with a shot off the right leg pad of Cyphers. Here's Finn. Shot was broken up. Puck still in the zone. Finn on the left wing boards. Backhands it down low to Diamond. Diamond tried to backhand it in front. Hit the back of the cage frame. And Eli McLemore's going to end up icing the puck. 7:45 to go in the second. Game still tied at 1, but fantastic rush by Centennial just then. Draw going to be to Cyphers right. Won by the Outlaws, but taken away right away by Centennial. Aiden Connect swiping it off the stick of Hayden Hall. Puck behind the net. Hall getting it around to the far side. Caleb Kane with it, trying to clear it out. And it is cleared out by Clayton Ellsworth. Caleb Kane bringing it back into the Centennial zone on the left wing side. Puck is now behind the net. Sent around to the near side and out. Clayton Ellsworth near his own blue line. Starting to skate back in the other direction on the far side. Runs into Will Lassiter at the Centennial blue line and is forced to stay out. Hayden Hall with the puck now. Passing it ahead to Kane. Puck back in the Centennial zone. Going to be carried out by Aiden Connect. Got away from him. Now Connect with it, left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Trying to pass across. It was broken up by Bob Cobb. Will Lassiter shot, score. He fires it into the roof of the net. Aiden Connect was trying to go across to Awen Douglas. Bob Cobb broke it up. But it comes to Will Lassiter, and he had a bit of a screen, and he fires it into the roof of the net to make it 2-1 Centennial with 6:43 to go in the second. Puck is behind the net, the Centennial net, I should say. Cougars trying to get it out, held in. Caleb Kane passing over Clive Keeler, who wanted to get it to the front of the net, though it was broken up. Now it's cleared down ice. I have to check the score sheet after this second period. Pass across to Adam Horner was a little too high for him. It was Nick Kloss trying to get it over. Blake Butcher now inside his own zone. So Lassiter with the assists from Aiden Connect and Awen Douglas. Alexis Minia chasing the puck back into the Outlaw zone, but Caleb Kane passes over to Aiden Suss. And Suss passing ahead. There's a shot. Stopped and held on to by Alex Beck. Okay, so it's Wyatt Welty. Wyatt Welty is wearing Mac Brothers sweater with tape. He's covered the brother's name on the back, and he's taken a little piece and made a crew 2 out of the 1 because his number is 26 and Mac Brothers is 16. I was just wondering, wait a minute, did Bob Cobb have to loan out his jersey and wear somebody else's or his sweater? Puck back in the Outlaw zone and a shot turned away by Cyphers. That shot coming from Brendan Mitchell in tight. Now Gage Eastland gets knocked off the puck left wing side of the Centennial zone. Dylan Bruton carrying it through center. Back into the Outlaw zone. High slot. Drops it back, but he gives it away to Jacob Rodriguez. And here's Gage Eastland. Back in the Centennial zone. Right wing side. A shot would have gone over the net, but Alex Beck gloves and hangs onto it just to be safe. 4:40 to go in the second. Still 2-1 Centennial. Draw is to the left of Beck. Won by Centennial, but given away to the Outlaws, and now Centennial have it back, and here's Brady Diamond. Shooting as soon as he crosses the Outlaw blue line, stopped and covered up by Braden Cyphers. Draws to Cyphers left. Won by the Outlaws. They give it away inside their own zone. Calvin Zacharias sending it to the front of the net. Turned away by Cyphers. Now Zacharias shooting it in from in tight, and it's over the net. Puck just held in atop the blue line by Alex Azaminia. Azaminia fumbling it a bit, and that will allow the Outlaws to clear. Dean Sider through center. The puck poked off his stick by Jack Finn right as he got to the Centennial blue line. Azaminia passing across to Zacharias at center. Zacharias tried to go back across to Brady Diamond. That was broken up quite nicely by Jacob Schenk. Puck back in the Outlaws zone. Azaminia had it taken away. Jacob Schenk in the slot, a shot. Ooh, I think that may have glanced off the middle. Schenk scored earlier in the second period to tie the game at 1, but Centennial have scored since. Will Lassiter. Caleb Kane, left wing side of the Centennial zone, tried to send it to the front of the net. That was broken up. Here's Jack Finn out at center. Backhanding it back into the Outlaws zone. Caught up to by Hayden Hall. Hayden Hall on the far side. Hall almost left the puck behind him. Jacob Schenk with it now. Fires it across off the boards. Josh Kane, right wing side of the Centennial zone. Puck going to the front of the net. And I think it may have been swept past the net by a Centennial stick. Puck put in front. Oh, they score. It's Caleb Kane. Kane was waiting at the left-hand side of the net, and he manages to slide it through Alex Beck into the back of the net, and the game is tied at 2 with 2:29 to go in the second. So the backdoor play, as I like to say, works to perfection for the Outlaws, and they're back on level terms. Draw one by Centennial. Aiden Connect, a shot turned away by Cyphers. Puck behind the net. Here's Jacob Schenk. Bringing the puck back into the Centennial zone on the left wing side. Passing off, Caleb Kane with a one-timer from the high slot. I think clanked off the post to the right of Beck. Puck back in the Outlaw zone. Who's going to get to it first? It's Blake Connect, but it got away from him. Awen Douglas had a swipe at the puck, but she missed it. Aiden Connect now at the inboards. Puck out in front, knocked past the net by Caleb Kane. Oh, we're going to have our first penalty of the game. Going to be a cross-check against Hayden Hall. So Centennial are going to get the first power play of the game. Just tied at 2 with 97 seconds to go in the second. So Caleb Kane scoring from big brother Josh and Jacob Schenk. So those three combining for both of the Outlaws' goals. The first goal scored by Schenk from Little Kane, and Big Kane getting the secondary assist. Draws to the left of Cyphers. Won by the Cougars. Blake Butcher, right point. Nick Kloss, right point. Passing across to Alex Azaminia, who passes down low to Brady Diamond. Oh, but there goes the power play because Calvin Zacharias pushed Aiden Suss in the back, and he's going to go to the box for interference. So after 16 seconds, the Centennial power play evaporates into a 4-on-4. And it's a minute 44 of a 4-on-4. 82 seconds to go in the second, game tied at 2. Draws to the right of Alex Beck. Won by Centennial. Here is Blake Connect. Passing across. Jack Finn, right wing side of the Outlaw zone. Shot misses the net to the left of Cyphers. Puck on the far side. Last minute of the second. Aiden Suss with it out at center. Left wing side of the Centennial zone. Carries it to the inboards, passes up to the right point at Bob Cobb. Bob Cobb, a shot, misses the net to the right of Beck. And Centennial are going to bring the puck out. 1 minute left in the 4-on-4. Brady Diamond with a shot from center that's stopped by Braden Cyphers. 30 seconds left in the period now. Here is Aiden Suss passing ahead off the stick of Clayton Ellsworth. Puck knocked away from Ellsworth, but it go in off him back into the Centennial zone towards the front of the net. And now Blake Connect trying to push it ahead, and he has it at center on the far side, right wing side of the Outlaw zone. Carries to the left circle, puck poked off his stick. Ellsworth back the other way. 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4, 10 seconds left in the period. Ellsworth back in the Centennial zone, a shot from the right wing side, stopped and held onto by Beck. 27 seconds left in the 4-on-4, 4.6 seconds to go in the period. Game tied at 2. Draw is going to be to Beck's left. One by the Outlaws, and a shot stopped. That shot from Wyatt Welty stopped, and then the rebound sent past the net, and that is it for the second, where the Outlaws outscore Centennial 2-1. Jacob Schenk scoring nearly 3 minutes into the period to tie things up. Then just past the halfway point, Will Lassiter gave Centennial the lead, only for Caleb Kane to tie things back up late in this second period. So the Outlaws in Centennial are tied at 2 after 2. Shots on goal favoring the Outlaws 20-17. So that means Centennial outshot the Outlaws 7-5 in the second period. Alex Beck still in goal for Centennial. Braden Cyphers still in goal for the Outlaws for this third period. Centennial will carry the puck from my left to right. The Outlaws from my right to left. 22 seconds left in the 4-on-4. And then the Cougars will have, and then the Outlaws have a 16-second power play. They're first of the game. Puck is in the Centennial zone to start the period. Actually, no, it went towards the Centennial zone, and then the Cougars knocked it out. Aiden Suss controlling for the Outlaws, passes to the far side. It's dumped back into the Centennial zone. Nick Kloss tried to clear, and puck went off the stick of Jacob Schenk, came over to Aiden Gardner, who dumps it back into the Outlaws zone. And now the Outlaws are on the power play, a very brief power play for 16 seconds. Again, their first power play of the game. Here's Clayton Ellsworth back in the Centennial zone. His shot blocked. Penalty time against Centennial is up. Both teams back at even strength. Puck back in the Outlaws zone. Outlaws controlling it. Dean Sider carries it through center on the far side. Back in the Centennial zone on the right wing. Trying to go to the front of the net. Oh, he scores! He got right to the front of the net, and it looks like he clanged it off the inside of the post to the right of Beck. And the Outlaws have their first lead of the game. It's 3-2, just 65 seconds into the third. 12:55 to go. Draw one by the Outlaws. Gage Eastland gets bumped off the puck at his own blue line. At the Centennial blue line, excuse me. Puck dumped into the Cougars zone. Jack Finn passing up the far side. And it's broken up as it got to Calvin Zacharias. Dean Sider dumping it back into the Centennial zone. Puck back at center. Passed ahead to Brady Diamond. Puck going to the inboards of the Outlaws zone. Up. Diamond with a hit. As the Outlaws bring it out. Jacob Rodriguez in the Centennial zone. High slotted shot off a stick and into the netting above the glass. Off the stick of Bruton. 12:03 to go in the game. Still 3-2. The Outlaws leading. Okay, so they're giving it to Sider. Yeah, it was an unassisted goal by Sider. Draws to the right of Beck. There's one by Centennial. Awen Douglas pushing it ahead. It's in the Outlaws zone. Outlaws clear it out. Alexis Aminia. Now Blake Butcher. Passing up the near side. It's back in the Outlaws zone behind the net. Hayden Hall. Now the puck over on the far boards. They try to clear. It's held in by Azamini at the left point. Now the Outlaws take it away and bring it out. Blake Butcher with it now. Gives it away. Jacob Rodriguez. High slot, a shot misses the net to the right of Beck. Rodriguez putting it behind the net for Benicio Ricard, who tried to get it back in front to Rodriguez. Now the puck on the far side. Hayden Hall with it. Takes a bit of a bump from Alex Izaminia, who clears. And the puck trickling back into the Outlaws zone for an icing. 11:03 to go. Still 3-2 Outlaws. Actually, nope, make that 11:02. 1 second ticked off the clock right after the whistle. Draws to the left of Beck. One by the Outlaws. Here's Aiden Connect into the Outlaws zone. A backhander turned away by Braden Cyphers. We get a whistle because the net got dislodged. Draws to the right of Cyphers. Outlaws win it. Clayton Ellsworth into the Centennial zone. Passes to the left wing, Caleb Kane. Back to the slot, Clive Keeler's shot. Off the right leg pad of Alex Beck. Puck held into the left point by Suss. Clayton Ellsworth. Backhanding it out in front, knocked away from the front of the net by Blake Connect. Now Nick Kloss. Pass ahead to Aiden Suss. Went off his stick. Back in the Outlaws zone. Now it's back at the Centennial end. Blake Connect will catch up to it on the far side. Pass it up the boards. Suss with it now for the Outlaws. Over to Caleb Kane. Across to Ellsworth, right wing side of the Centennial zone. Clayton Ellsworth trying to backhand it in front. Caleb Kane flicked away. And now it's flipped through the air by Blake Connect back into the Outlaw zone for an icing. 9:38 to go, still 3-2 Outlaws. As they have been the better puck possession team this whole game. Draws to the right of Beck. And now there's a chance in front of backhander. Knocked down with a glove of Beck. That shot coming from A.J. Malloy, and then Beck backs into the net and knocks it loose. Slightly loose, but enough to draw the whistle. Draw's going to be to Beck's left. One by Centennial. They tried to clear it out. It was held into the blue line. Now the puck rolls out. Blake Mitchell. Right wing side of the Outlaws zone, lost the puck. Blake Butcher at center. Azaminia passing ahead, and that's an icing. He's trying to get it ahead to Braden Marks, and it misses Mark's stick and goes for an icing. 9:06 to go. Still 3-2 Outlaws. Draw's going to be to Beck's right. Centennial win it and get it out. Cooper Davis, right wing side of the Outlaws zone. A shot misses the net to the right of Braden Cyphers. Azaminia. Right wing side of the Outlaws zone. Turning around, and his shot stopped by Cyphers off his leg pad and into his glove. Draw's going to be to the left of Cyphers now. It's won by Centennial. Now the puck behind the net. Sent around the boards to the near side. The Outlaws are going to bring it out. Stretch pass to Josh Kane. He's in the Centennial side in front of shot. Gloved and held on to by Beck. Managed to hold off, having Azaminia on top of him. Got enough space to get off the shot. Draws to Beck's left. 8:25 to go, still 3-2 Outlaws. Draw one by the Cougars. And they clear it out. Down ice it goes. Is it going to be an icing? No, waved off. Centennial with it now. Shot, gloved and held on to by Cyphers. Draws to Cyphers right. It's won by Centennial. Shot from Dylan Bruton. I don't know if that went off of Cyphers or if it went off of somebody in front. It went past the net, came off the boards, came back out in front, and Cyphers covered. Draws to the left of Cyphers. Won by Centennial. One-timer stopped and covered up by Cyphers. It was Brady Diamond with a shot. Well, puck goes out to center off the draw, which was to the left of Cyphers. Now it's back in the Outlaw zone, came towards the net. Cyphers pushed it away. Here's Aiden Suss now. Suss passing ahead to Caleb Kane, who tried to one-touch it over to Jacob Schenk. Now Blake Connect carries it back into the Outlaw zone, takes a hit on the far boards. Puck on the near side again. Jack Finn shooting it towards the net. Stopped by Cyphers, and he covers. 7:20 to go. Still 3-2 Outlaws. Draw will be to Cyphers left. Centennial with it. Alex Azaminia dumps the puck back into the Outlaw zone from center. Will Lassiter trying to put it in front for Aiden Connect, but it is taken by Dean Sider. Tried to clear, held in at the left point by Azaminia. Now it's out at center. Azaminia is going to bring it back in, but it was poked off his stick again. Sider, who has the go-ahead goal. Passing it up the far side. Jacob Rodriguez passing to the slot. Oh, and it got away from Benicio Ricard as he started to rear up to shoot. Awen Douglas now dumping the puck back into the Outlaw zone. Now Aiden Connect behind the net. Passes up to the left point. Azaminia, slap shot, stopped and covered up by Cyphers. 6:20 to go, still 3-2 Outlaws. Draws to Cyphers right, one by Centennial, and one-timer was deflected right when it got to the front of the net. Now they're trying to put the puck out in front, and the Outlaws clear. It's dribbling down the ice, and it goes for an icing. Draws to Cyphers left. One by the Outlaws. Here is Sider behind the net. Passing ahead to Caleb Kane. Passing ahead to Clive Keeler, who took a bump and fell as he went past the Centennial blue line. Now here's Adam Horner, left wing side of the Outlaw zone, getting it poked off his stick. Puck out at center. Caleb Kane with it now. Back in the Centennial zone, right wing side, drops it back. Clayton Ellsworth shot stopped. And the rebound try also turned away by Beck. Here comes Centennial again. But it's cleared out by the Outlaws again. And icing waved off as it's in the right wing corner of the Centennial zone. Ellsworth gets knocked to his knees, still drops it behind the net for Clive Keeler, who tried to put it in front, went off the stick of Dylan Bruton and stayed behind the net. Now here's Ellsworth. Puck on the far side. Still in the Centennial zone. Now it's back down low behind the net. Hayden Hall. Banks it off the near boards to the left point. Oh, but Bob Cobb had it taken away by Nick Kloss. However, I think Kloss may have fouled him. We got a high sticking call. And it is against. It's against the Outlaws, it looks like. Bob Cobb. Bob Cobb in the box. So Centennial back to the power play, down 3-2 with 4:39 to go. Draw was to the left of Cyphers. Outlaws managed to clear it out. Azaminia. Now Nick Kloss passing across to Brady Diamond, left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Diamond a shot is blocked and the Outlaws managed to clear. Jack Finn behind his own net. Steps out to his right. Trying to pass to his left. It hit the skates of Jacob Rodriguez. Alex Azaminia has to chase it back down. Now Finn passing across to the near side at center. Calvin Zacharias will backhand dump it into the Outlaw zone. Aiden Suss behind the net. Passing around to the near side. Puck in the left wing corner. Big tie up for it. Nick Kloss down on the ice, and the Outlaws manage to get the loose puck. They try and clear, held in by Brady Diamond at the blue line. Under a minute left in the power play, and now the Outlaws clear it out on the second attempt. Azaminia. Passing it up the far side to Jack Finn. Finn left wing side of the Outlaw zone. His shot went over the net. Brendan Mitchell behind the net. Trying to backhand it out in front. And it's brought out. Clay Ellsworth knocked into the boards at the Centennial bench. And it looks like they called icing. Nope, they called elbowing against Aiden Connect. So there goes the power play for Centennial. So it's 25 seconds of 4-on-4, 3:05 to go in the game. Outlaws up 3-2. Puck in the Centennial zone. 10 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Jacob Schenk now with it, trying to put it out in front. Caleb Kane, a shot blocked by Dylan Bruton. Penalty time against the Outlaws is up. They now have a power play for 95 seconds. Puck out at center. Here's Aiden Suss. Dropping it back to, I think, Nico Pulley. No, it's Clayton Ellsworth. Left wing side of the Centennial zone. Goes around the back of the net, puts it out in front. Jacob Schenk couldn't get a stick on it. Now here is Aiden Suss. Suss through center, back into the Centennial zone. Left wing side, a shot over the net. Off the stick of Blake Connect into the netting above the glass. 65 seconds left in the Outlaw power play. 2:10 to go in the game. Still 3-2 Outlaws. Draw is going to be to the right of Alex Beck. Outlaws trying to keep it in the zone. Minute left on their power play. Puck railed in right of the blue line. Dean Sider on the right wing side decides to drop it back to the boards. Gets it back. He's below the goal line. Behind the net, Clay Ellsworth. Comes out to the right wing side. Here's Schenk behind the net. 30 seconds left of the man advantage. Up top, Suss to the left circle, Caleb Kane. Kane a shot, went across the front of the net. Puck out at center. Suss catches back up to it. Suss standing behind his own net. Steps out to the right, backhands it ahead. And then giving away to Jack Finn, but then taking right back. Dean Sider, left wing side of the Centennial zone. Puck poked off his stick. Penalty time against Centennial is up. They're back at even strength. Last minute of the game. There's a shot from Aiden Connect that is deflected into the netting above the glass. Getting in front of it to deflect it. Looked like Jacob Schenk. 55 seconds exactly left in the game. Still 3-2 Outlaws. And they're telling Alex Beck to come forward a bit. Draw to the right of Cyphers. One by Centennial. They carry it to the front of the net. And it gets away from them. They keep it in the zone, though. Aiden Connect on the left wing. Alex Beck being called to the bench. Puck is behind the net. Extra attacker out on the ice. Shot stopped by Cyphers, and he's got the rebound covered. .7 seconds left. 3-2 Outlaws. And a timeout has been called by Centennial. So this is, well, we've got ourselves a tense finish on the menu. By the way, that Outlaws power play that just wrapped up, their second of the night, neither one of their power plays a full 2-minute one. The first one was only 16 seconds. That most recent one was 95. Centennial have had 2 power plays, which they've immediately blown by taking penalties. So they haven't had a full power play either. Shots on goal, even at 26 apiece. The Outlaws have been better with the puck. Timeout done. Draw to the right of Cyphers. The Centennial net is empty. Big tie for the puck off the draw. It's on the far boards now, under 30 seconds to go. Dean Sider, left wing corner. Trying to pin the puck up against the boards. Now Sider trying to clear it out. Here's Caleb Kane at the left point, couldn't keep it out or couldn't get it out. Now it comes across to the near side, intercepted though. Passed ahead, Jacob Shank gets double teamed and knocked down. He's drawn a penalty. With 4.3 seconds to go, the Outlaws will finish the game on the power play unless they score. He got double teamed and knocked down. And it's Dylan Bruton going to the box. So the Outlaws in the power play, 4.3 seconds left. They're up 3-2. Alex Beck back in goal. Draws to his left. One by Centennial, they clear. That's going to be it. What a win for the Tennessee Outlaws to stay unbeaten in Phase 3 as they beat Centennial 3-2, and they are tied at the top of Tier 2 with Nolensville, Innsworth, Lipscomb. What a tremendous performance by the Outlaws tonight. Absolutely stupendous. Centennial are now 3-2. And their hopes of being the 1 seed for the Hein Cup might just have evaporated. So the goals for Centennial scored by Calvin Zacharias and Will Lassiter. The goals for the Outlaws scored by Jacob Shank, Caleb Kane, and Dean Sider at the game winner. So I'm kind of struggling to name player of the game because Shank scored the first goal. The Kane brothers had the assists. Caleb Kane scored the second goal. Josh Kane and Jacob Shank had the assists. So I'm going to split the Player of the Game award between Caleb Kane and Jacob Shank. They both had 1 goal and 1 assist. So they're going to share the Player of the Game award for tonight. So here are the Tier 2 standings. After that one, the Outlaws and Nolensville, Innsworth, Lipscomb, now both 3-0-1. They'll play each other on January 23rd. Unfortunately, the same night, MBA play Brentwood, and the GNASH Cup might be at stake that night. Centennial now 3-2. Hendersonville Beach and Summit Page both 2-2-1. USNBA Nashville Christian 2-2. Independence 1-3. Station Camp Liberty Creek 0-5. The Tier 1 standings, Brentwood leading at 3-0. Mount Juliet Green Hill 3-2. MBA and Ravenwood both 2-1-1. Pope Prep CPA GCA 2-3. Franklin BGA 1-1-1. Father Ryan 1-3. And the Rutherford Rampage are both 0-3-1. Let's take a look at the GNASH Cup standings. Brentwood, Ravenwood, MBA, all still in the hunt. They all have 17 points. Brentwood with a record of 8-1-1. Ravenwood and MBA both 8-2-1. Pope Prep CPA GCA 6-5-1. They've been eliminated from contention. So have Mount Juliet Green 11 who are 4-6-1, and Franklin BGA who are 2-5. And it should be 3. I'm sorry, folks. I forgot to. Wow, I really messed up here on the GNASH Cup standings, didn't I? I forgot to add in. Okay. My goodness. So, let me try that again. Brentwood are leading the GNASH Cup standings at 8-1-1. Ravenwood and MBA are both 8-2-1. Pope Prep CPA GCA, they are out. They are 6-5-1. Mount Juliet Green Hill Lebanon are 5-6-1. Franklin BGA are 2-5-3. The rest of the schedule for tonight going on right now on Rink 2 in Bellevue. Mount Juliet Green 11 and taking on Brentwood. It is senior night for the Bruins. Coming up in just a couple minutes over on Rink B here at Centennial. MBA taking on Franklin BGA. And then coming up in a few minutes here on Rink A at Centennial, USNBA Nashville Christian taking on Station Camp Liberty Creek. It is senior night for USN. If Station Camp Liberty Creek lose that game, they will be the 8th seed for the Henry Hine Cup. The schedule for next week, the penultimate week of the 2022-2023 GNASH regular season. Monday, of course, MLK Day, so there are only 2 games. They're both on Rink 2 in Bellevue. 6:15, Father Ryan taking on Brentwood. And then at 7:50, Independence taking on Hendersonville Beach. It is senior night for Hendersonville. Then next Wednesday, here on Rink A, 7:10, Nolensville-Ensworth-Lipscomb taking on Independence. It's senior night for Nolensville. 8 o'clock on Rink 2 in Bellevue, Pope Prep CPA GCA taking on Father Ryan. It's Father Ryan's senior night. 8:30 on Rink B here at Centennial, Franklin BGA taking on Rutherford. And then at 8:40 here on Rink A at Centennial, Brentwood taking on Ravenwood. And then next Friday, January 20th, 2 games both over on Rink B here at Centennial. 6:30, Ravenwood taking on MBA. And then at 8 o'clock, the Outlaws taking on USNBA Nashville Christian. The broadcast schedule for next week, I'm definitely going to feature that Brentwood-Ravenwood game and the Ravenwood-MBA game. I might toss in the Nolensville, Indy, and Outlaw USN games. I'm not sure yet. But I got the weekend to think about it. So that's it for us this evening. And that is our coverage of the third to final week of the 2022-2023 GNASH regular season in the books. Again, our final score tonight on the air, the Outlaws 3, Centennial 2. A fantastic win for Matt Swinia and the Outlaws, as they have had a much better Phase 3 than they did Phase 2. I think they went 2-5 in Phase 1. They're 3-0-1 in Phase 3. Wow. And they return to action next week against USN. And then I think they played 2 games in the final week of the regular season. Let me just check the schedule real quick. Yep, January 23rd against Nolensville. And then 2 weeks from tonight, January 25th against Summit. So we'll see. All right, our final score tonight, the Outlaws 3, Centennial 2. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening. And we'll see you next week for the second to last week of the 2022-2023 GNASH regular season. Good night from Centennial.